Hello, beautiful friends. The song is called "A Cosmic Gift" by Sirgun Kaur. I love it. And it's just such beautiful Kundalini song. And so here we are. We are completing our amazing lunar cycle once again. We have gone through the new moon until the full moon, which is happening tomorrow. And it's going to be a very powerful full moon. And this full moon, once again, is always a completion for us. And so how funny, I always think, I just listen to Divine Mother. I don't even like look at the calendars and nothing. And she says, do this and do that. So we do it. And then today is actually the final journey on the album that we have been working with, which is embodying our true divine power. And that is from this beautiful album that we will be working with today. Ooh, I love it. That dream about the geometric structures. Yeah. Things are opening up. And so today, our last journey from this beautiful album is truly an initiation. And that is really saying, you know what? It's so much more comfortable to actually be our divine self than our human self. Let's be honest with each other. So we're going to be really embracing this final initiation called living the consciousness of spiritual power. Living the consciousness of spiritual power. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to be alive here with you. We are always alive. We are alive even when we leave this body. We are even more alive, actually, which is kind of fun. But as we are here right now in this embodiment, it is exciting to be here because of the divinity that is working through us. It's kind of like a game of hide and seek, don't you think? It's like the divine has been hiding a little bit and we were digging deep. We call it personal growth. We call it personal development. We call it spiritual growth. And then once you find your divine self and you discover the treasure within you, it's like, it's like a computer game where you win. And then you go to the next level. You've upgraded and now you live as your divine self. The game doesn't end. The game only gets better. It doesn't get harder. It gets easier. And that is the whole point. So I have a lot of recorded videos that we recorded that I haven't posted yet. And we have the one talk with Alex Attuiment from Universal Kitchen or Universal Church of Baba's Kitchen, I think it's called. And so that one I have to post as well. That one will be private for our group as well, because normally that's a workshop that Alec does. As you know, Alex has so much knowledge about the beloved Sri Kaleshwar. And so to me, this is exciting. I met Yogananda in the ethers. And it was amazing. I felt like his granddaughter, sitting with him on the couch every day and learning from him. But it is so special when you get to meet, a being like this, an avatar in the physical. I love it. And so, I wish we had, the physical embodiment of Yogananda, Sri Kaleshwar, Babaji here. We do, but it is kind of etheric. And so Alex, she lived with Sri Kaleshwar in India for 5 years. That's exciting. So she's seen it all. And to me, that's amazing. Yeah. But anyway, so here we are. The unfolding of the divine in this world is just unbelievable. So many people are remembering, so many people are seeing, so many people are just having these amazing downloads of ancient experiences. It's exciting to see what's happening and how it works through us. The thing is, we want to be available. We want to be available. Yes, if you keep seeing the face of Sri Kaleshwar, first we see as intuition, we see as kind of an inner image, we start seeing kind of internally. And then one day there is the breakthrough to me, and that is where you are, doing your meditation, or maybe in the middle of the night, you're not sleeping, and suddenly bam, and the ethers open, the portals open, and that which was just an image becomes a physical actually presence in front of you. And that is really amazing. It changes us, of course. And so the mystery is so big. Divine Mother is unfolding in this world. And I only can share what she told me. And does it mean that it is the absolute, reality? I'd say, I don't think so, because she's the cosmic mother. Surely there are bits and pieces of cosmos she hasn't revealed to us yet. But I want to tell you, she always has been telling me she will give the equal opportunity to all her children to wake up. She said, I don't care how asleep this and that person is. I will say to all, wake up, my children, wake up. You have been dreaming. And then she gets a little intense and she says, ooh, you've been dreaming poisoned oceans. You've been dreaming toxic air. You've been dreaming sick bodies. You've been dreaming. Don't you think it's time to wake up? It is time to wake up. And so it is. That's the message she actually has been giving us for quite a while. And so I think that's what's happening in this world. She's awakening in all and for all, as she is the mother of all. There is no exclusion. Personally, it makes me a little sad when I see our spiritual communities, not this one, but other spiritual communities where people start disliking each other, arguing with each other. And to me, it's like the cosmic joke. How can you? Don't you get it? There is nothing to argue about in the body of the mother. There is no one to dislike in the body of the mother. You know, everybody is equally beautiful to her, equally amazing to her. And this is the picture I always show. This is the design of her world. And that is everyone is a being of rainbow light. And if they choose to shut down, it doesn't matter to the mother either, because she will wake them up eventually too. And so let's love each other. After all, that is the greatest teaching the Divine Mother gave us. And that is, let's just be nice to each other. And if we cannot be nice to each other, let's just be neutral. I think about it often when I see, you know, I was listening to Ramona Lapin last night, who was sharing how she gets nasty emails from people who stopped following her. And I think, oh my gosh, how much life force do you want to put into being, you know, antagonistic? It's better to be neutral. I just want to say it. So I decided after I met Divine Mother, I'm gonna just be love. And if, you know, the situation is intense and you are kind of being challenged, it's better just to go to your divine neutrality. And it's okay to just go there, because sometimes you know, when someone is like, you know, hammering on your energy field, you don't want them to do it. It's unpleasant. And so it's better to step aside. And that to me is the recommendation how to maintain our energetics. And that is to be love or to be neutral. So let us kind of review the big picture of this ascension process for a few minutes, and then we'll go into the final initiation. So we are in bodies that really have been altered immensely after what we call the fall. And the fall can be explained in many different ways. The way that I saw it and experienced it myself is that the electromagnetic field of the earth immediately shut down, instantaneously, sorry. And in that instantaneous shutting down of the electromagnetic field of the earth, everybody on the earth shut down too. There is no other way. If you are in a body, I want to see what you're going to understand. Yes, it's better to pull back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to be masochistic. Yeah. You know, I just want to say about one thing. You always have to think about if people are being difficult, even a little bit difficult, that means they're coming from a place of their own unconsciousness, because being difficult means being unconscious. Being easy is the way of the mother. She is the ultimate ease. Difficulties are self-created by humanity, always through unconsciousness. The thing is, you can't go and talk to unconsciousness and convince it of something else, because unconsciousness is not knowing. Not knowing is not knowing. How are we going to change not knowing? It has to arise in a person. You know, it's about arising. It has to arise in us. And of course, when we come to consciousness, we come to a place where we also become kind of untouchable by things. But like I said, if someone comes and hammers on your energy field, it's good to step back, because it doesn't make sense to stay in that place. And so let us take a look at this. So the body is such an important tool, I don't want to call it a tool. It's a manifestation, creation of Divine Mother. Yes, it became very dense. Yes, it got very, very dense. Yes, it is here in this world. Yes, it used to be much more etheric. It used to be much more vibrant, and used to be pure health all the time, because, you know, that's what the divine force is. I always joke when I say, you know, imagine seeing a beautiful archangel, you know, Raphael, and seeing him, you know, with the flu and having to eat meat to sustain himself, and then going to a divine toilet to, you know, alleviate his digestion. That doesn't happen in higher vibrations. That's, I just, you know, it's just maybe a silly picture, but think about it, you know, everything is sustained by life force and light. There is no need for the sustenance that we have here on this planet. There is no such thing as sickness or aging the way that we know it at all. There is growing and evolving and maturing. Maturing maybe is not a good word either, because there is evolution. So there is constant evolution. And so, yes, absolutely, there are divine fruits, there are divine nectars, elixirs. Isn't it nice to taste the divine elixir in a higher dimension? But so our body is changing back to being liberated. The body was the one that got really, really burdened by this collective unconsciousness and by the distorted planetary grid. The planetary grid has been so broken. And for example, Divine Mother told me the pyramids that we see on this planet now, they are inactive. They used to be built to maintain the magnetism and electromagnetic field of the Earth, but the system failed. And so it is completely dormant as far as I know. And that is because the entire electromagnetic field actually became so broken. And we became part of the broken field. So, you know, the catch-22, the broken field and the broken person, who comes first, who comes second, who was unconscious first, how did it all break? But the thing is, it was very hard to maintain consciousness within this broken system. And so now the body, as you know, it's your tuning fork. Your tuning fork is your body. All the planetary energies and all the cosmic energies were designed to run through the body perfectly. Perfectly. So the posture of the body, the systems of the body, even though we became so dense, it's okay. We still have the amazing capability within this perfect, amazing, really cosmic and planetary tool that is the body of the nature. That's why the yogis then, you know, we talk after the fall, developed the science of yoga. That's why the yogis then developed the science of breathwork. That's why we have so many different practices, so that we can go and restore the systems within us. These systems originally used to work perfectly for all of us. So that's why we were all in a state that you would call enlightenment. And in that state, we were just co-creating with Source. We were co-creating with Divine Mother. We understood everything. We absolutely understood the two most important emanations that were coming into us. And that is the emanation of our mother and the emanation of our father, if you want to call it that. And so we used to be aligned with the emanation of these cosmic and planetary energies in perfect alignment. And then from the open heart, everybody had an open heart, we created realities. The realities were so beautiful. The realities were absolutely honoring the design of creation, which is always harmony, which is always beauty, which is always love, which is always thriving. You know, I had many encounters with Source, and I always say, you know, do your breath work, do your meditation, and expect miracles to happen. You know, for example, last night I was doing everything that I always do, nothing happened. And so, you know, it's okay when nothing happens, even though it's boring, I have to say. But there are days and nights when nothing new happens, but still keep going, because you're building a temple, and the temple is you. You are building an amazing temple. And so the temple is truly within us. And so again, you know, I'll do all my meditations today. I'll do all the breath work. I'll do all the invocations and expect miracles to happen. If they don't happen, don't be disappointed. Keep going, you know, because something is always happening. Absolutely, it is. That's right. And, you know, I also noticed that we have groups on this planet, and some groups already have gone through very advanced kind of ascension breakthroughs. And some groups are going through them right now. Some groups will go through them later. And I see it, you know, it's like sometimes there is a delay even in a few years. And so, yes, and thank you, Veronica. I must say, miracles are happening every day. And so the body, right now, the body is the key, because the body is actually the one who will be ascending with us in a whole new way. We want to be as liberated as possible in this beautiful temple of the body, to have the, you know, the tuning fork within us to be attuned, the organs to be attuned, the bones to be attuned to these cosmic and planetary energies. And to do that, we always want to be in nature, and we want to be free. Free internally, which means emotional freedom, which means mental freedom, which also means the physical liberation in a way where you allow your body to go with the flow of nature. And so whatever you feel, if you feel any changes, to me, the changes I've seen, the changes are taking place within us. They started in 2019, mind-blowing changes. I heard someone today saying how they started to feel as if gravity is not working properly. I felt it the last 2 days. I really felt like part of me is floating up all the time. And the thing is about gravity, there will be a change to our gravity as well. And that is because Divine Mother said that this old dream is held together by gravity. And so there will be changes also to our gravity. I've seen how our cells actually are experiencing incredible transformation, and we are adjusting to more and more and more and more higher dimensional light. And I've mentioned before, when I go to the New Earth and I speak to the humans who are there, they always speak about the importance of not only mental, emotional, etheric purity, but also physical attunement. And of course, you can imagine, for example, for physical attunement, you want to be free of anything that you would call like harsh frequencies on the physical level. And so, yeah, it's all very interesting. And so let's attune for a few more moments to what it is that Divine Mother has been guiding humanity to do. Number one, claim your freedom. Claim your freedom. She is going to dissolve all the system in this world that have not been based in freedom and in love. Again, I only know from her that she said the new system will not be one of those, you know, people talk about different currencies and all of that. That is not her design. Her design is actually going beyond currencies, is going beyond the monetary exchange. Her design is actually a design of love, design of thriving, and design of sustenance through her, and not by eating necessarily, but actually attuning yourself to that incredible thing, which, for example, Archangel Raphael could tell us all about. When we attune to cosmic energies, to source energies, to planetary energies, we are fully sustained. And then at that point, we must recover the mind. What is it? The mind is really caught in the cage. The prison is in the mind. The mind stops imagining, for most people, the infinite possibilities available to us in creation. The mind is what we become when we actually go into the higher ethers. The mind is our destiny then. You know, you will be pulled into a reality where you belong, not because you choose to, but because your magnetism, your light body, your geometry, your everything will pull you where you belong energetically when you, for example, leave this body. I find when I travel out of body, I can have so many different wishes where I want to go, but my magnetism pulls me. That's why it's so important to have to think about, where do I want to go after I'm done here? Where do we want to go? Yogananda thought it was so important to think about where we want to go. It's very important, because imagining having to end up in the world that you don't want to be in. And so we want to be in good worlds. See, we want to be on the new earth. And so the new earth, let me just quickly recap, since we are closing this lunar cycle. How do we get to the new earth? For example, you can travel out of body and go and visit, but once again, the energy has to, yes, and our energy has to resonate. We have to be in correspondence. Everything is magnetic in higher realities. So we are magnetically drawn to all experiences. And we are the ones who are our own destiny. We are actually always the destiny. I always say, when people say it was meant to be, that's a lazy way of saying I am responsible for all that happens to me. Everything that happens to us, we are responsible for. And so when we clean up our magnetism, the experiences that are drawn to us are magnificent too. And so we see how it all corresponds to us. And so as we work here with Divine Mother, we are liberating, liberating, liberating. Don't worry if you still have burdens, they all will dissolve. And I know Divine Mother will do also her miraculous work through us, because she does it. She actually then comes to a person and she deletes all that karma. I've seen her do that. She comes in and she burns it all. That's her power. I'm sure Yogananda spoke about it too, because she really does it. She takes it all and says, you know what, child, let me do this for you. Bam, I'll burn it for you. We are done here. So, yes. And so the new earth. Number one, of course, you can travel out of body, as I always teach, and I will teach it in more and more detail so that it's more clear. I know many of you already had amazing success and you feel the vibrations. When you feel the vibration moving through you, go deeper, surrender, and then, you know, the next thing is popping out of body, and then you travel. But the new earth, as you know, is an amazing reality that already exists, and it is the world of Mother Nature. It is not designed the same way as this reality is designed. This reality is coded with zeros and ones. It's just a binary code. But the new earth is coded with a multitude of codes, all from 0 to 9. And so the new earth already has inhabitants, and these are many what you would call human beings, but also many First Nations. That's one way to call them. So I do see what we would call native people residing on the planet, on New Earth. The New Earth, to me, very much resembles Lemuria, what people call it. I don't know it as Lemuria, I know it as Mu. And so Divine Mother, to me, I got to meet her in many different forms, but she is very much the mother of Mu. And so I have a nickname for her, and I call her Mamu. And Mamu is the mother who's coming back. And she's coming back as the soul of creation on planet Earth. She is the one visible to us as the rainbow light. She is the rainbow serpent within the earth that, you know, Aboriginal people talked about, the Zuni people talked about, the Hopi people talked about. They all, the Egyptians, of course, they all called themselves the people of the serpent all around the world. That is suspicious, isn't it? You know, look at Buddha, look at Shiva, all the serpent energy. It is not just the Kundalini force, it is much more than that. To me, that's the soul of the earth. It is also the soul of cosmos. And one thing that I find so interesting is that in this world, when I see, for example, the soul of the earth, she is the rainbow serpent. And I don't have the picture of the cover of the 33 codes here, but if you have it, then you know there is a picture, that's a photo of really Divine Mother in the sky, but she looks more like a dragon, rainbow dragon. And to me, this is what she is becoming. She is becoming a rainbow dragon. She's getting her wings back. And, you know, in 2006, when I asked my guides, what is this ascension process all about? And they showed me this cosmic serpent moving through all the worlds, all the planets, all the suns that we don't even know we have, you know, most people. And then suddenly, as she lifted up, all worlds lifted up with her, she moved through all of them at once. And then she turned into the cosmic dragon. I saw her flying and I was blown away. And at the same time, as I always say, she also looked like cosmic DNA, as if the design of realities is shifting because she's shifting, she's rising, she's getting her wings back. To me, this is amazing when you think about Quetzalcoatl. I met Quetzalcoatl several times and I was so blown away. Quetzalcoatl is the morning star. When he comes, or it comes, she comes, I cannot tell you because it's it's a dragon that comes from Venus. And so when Quetzalcoatl comes, you see Quetzalcoatl has wings. It is the feathered serpent. And Quetzalcoatl always says, call me morning star. And, to me, that's interesting because morning star is Venus. So how is this? And this is what I'm still trying to decode because I really have not received more information about it from Divine Mother. But there is this incredible connection between Venus and the soul of Venus and planet Earth. And many people say that once upon a time, the great ones came from Venus to create a new colony on Earth, and that they started humanity on Earth, but originally from Venus. But Janet, you'll have to help me. I always say, I know what you know, and I need help with this one. But, some people say once upon a time, Venus and Earth were one. Once upon a time, maybe they became twins. I really don't know. But all I can tell you that there is a very, very strong connection between the two. Yeah, people say it. People say Sanat Kumara came from Venus and became the first planetary logos. Beautiful. And with that, our most important thing we can do, I can tell you all these stories. They really, I don't think they are important, but it's just to say what's unfolding here and what we are part of is so magnificent. But the most important thing is that we all uncover who we are, and that we all uncover our own connection to divine source, that we all activate the divine self within, and that we live from that beautiful, beautiful consciousness, which is always consciousness of incredible bliss and love, and that we burn everything else that might be in the way, because that's the key. If ever we feel unwell or suffering or pain or even just struggling anyway, that means we have some more burning to do. So let us burn, 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 fully embody the divine self within. We can't go wrong with the divine self. And for all of you, just so that you know, the most powerful aspect of us is our divine self. Thing in religions is that they took divinity and placed it kind of outside of us, but I think that was misleading because divinity is within us. Because one of the things my guides actually corrected my thinking, corrected my perception one day, and they showed me the divinity within us and the power within us. And so if you need any type of healing, physically, emotionally, mentally, any things in your life that are not working, go to your divine self and surrender. I do it every day. I just do it. I was I'm not holding on to anything but my divine self. And so then you say, divine self, I am all yours. Divine self, be in charge. Divine self, you know the answers. Divine self, I love you so much. Divine self, I see you, and so on and so on. It's a nice self-talk to have anyway. And so here we are. And so, my friends, we completed the journey and we completed such an amazing journey. And that is, as you can tell, we are transforming every little bit of us. And it really is what Divine Mother says, the fabric of reality is being transformed. And we are part of her reality. So we are surrendering to her river of love. Now, what is important, of course, is that we do liberate. Yes, we'll repeat today at 5 p.m. that we do liberate our mind. Our mind is where the prison is, telling us certain things are this way or that way. But when we step into the oneness of our heart, that's where the answers are. The answers always are in the oneness of the heart. And Patricia Codarobles is calling, so I need to end the call. Love you all so much. Bye. Hi, Patty.